We built machines to process our data, expecting faster versions of human logic. Instead, they are uncovering truths about reality that we simply cannot explain. Artificial intelligence has evolved into a superhuman lens. It is detecting patterns and physical structures we are physically incapable of perceiving. And that shift starts right inside our own bodies. Researchers recently fed millions of medical scans into deep learning models. The goal was simple diagnosis, but the algorithm began flagging patients for severe diseases years before any physical symptoms appeared. Curious, slightly unnerved, the chilling part happens when expert radiologists examine the exact pixels the machine flagged. They look at the scans and see absolutely nothing. The system is detecting biological signatures so subtle they completely bypass human vision. It knows you are sick long before you do. That same alien perception is scanning the deep ocean. Researchers recently tasked an AI with analyzing thousands of hours of acoustic recordings from sperm whales. The algorithm isolated complex syntax out of the noise. It mapped out distinct regional dialects across different pods and identified specific repeating click patterns that these massive creatures used to address each other by name. We see a similar gap in perception when we look at the cosmos. The Kepler Space Telescope collected so much raw data during its lifespan that human astronomers would need lifetimes to sift through it all. Handing that exact dataset to a neural network yielded immediate results. The algorithm flagged dozens of massive, potentially habitable worlds sitting right in our cosmic backyard, planets that human astronomers had been staring right at and completely missed. From the bottom of the ocean to the edge of the galaxy, our biological senses are missing massive pieces of the puzzle. We rely on the machine to translate a reality sitting right in front of us. The machine's role is already shifting from a passive observer to an active oracle. It is now predicting catastrophic weather events weeks in advance with near-perfect accuracy. This animated visualization of a swirling hurricane represents a life-saving forecast generated by AI, but meteorologists have a massive problem with it. The mathematical logic the system uses to reach this conclusion is completely incomprehensible. It operates entirely inside a black box. We run into that exact same logic gap at the bottom of the ocean. Researchers deployed a deep learning model to map raw sonar data in the pitch-black depths. The system flagged perfectly straight, miles-long geometric structures on the ocean floor, bypassing standard geological classifications to label them as unrecognized architecture. The machine's reasoning has advanced to a point where it actively defies our current understanding of both atmospheric science and geology. It reaches the correct answer, but the mathematical path it takes is closed to us. In 79 AD, the eruption of Mount Vesuvius buried the ancient Roman town of Herculaneum, trapping an entire library of texts under volcanic ash. The extreme heat turned these scrolls into highly fragile blocks of carbon. Attempting to open them physically would instantly crumble them to dust. Recently, machine learning algorithms scanned the microscopic layers of carbon inside those blocks. The AI digitally unwrapped the geometry of the ash, reading the lost thoughts of the ancient world for the first time in 2 millennia without ever touching the physical objects. That same ability to trace the invisible was just applied to the largest scale possible. Astronomers asked an AI to map the cosmos based purely on gravitational forces. The AI mapped a hidden structural webbing of the universe, identifying colossal, invisible bridges of dark matter that physically connect all galaxies. Whether it is reading the microscopic ashes of antiquity or tracing the invisible gravity of deep space, AI is bridging physical gaps that human biology simply cannot cross. This 600-year-old Voynich manuscript has resisted every human attempt to crack its unknown text. Recently, an algorithm locked onto a pattern, translating the opening into scrambled ancient Hebrew. The translation is so strangely advanced, historians debate if the machine cracked the cipher or hallucinated. That tendency to generate strange new logic gets terrifying when applied to the hard sciences. Researchers tasked an AI with running quantum physics simulations to calculate known states of matter. The advanced system didn't just crunch the given numbers, it invented a completely new, mathematically stable state of matter. The machine handed researchers the math for a physical reality that actively breaks the traditional laws of thermodynamics. Artificial intelligence is now generating entirely new, alien mathematical realities that rewrite human science from the ground up. In the tech industry, there is a concept called a hallucination. It happens when an AI confidently generates completely fake information. But what happens when the hallucination turns out to be a prophecy? Deep inside isolated testing environments, advanced neural networks have generated highly complex, previously unsolved mathematical theorems. They have perfectly mapped out global socioeconomic crises weeks before they actually happened in the real world. The challenge isn't that AI will turn evil, but that we are becoming dependent on a system whose logic is no longer human. We are trusting our future to patterns we can see, but cannot yet comprehend. If the machine is finding truths we cannot explain today, what impossible thing will it discover in the next 5 years? Let me know which of these findings terrified you the most down in the comments, and hit that subscribe button for more